Brenna.
What is it?
Brenna.
What, Brenna?
Yeah.
And what would you say? What's your story?
Okay. Well, my mom's a Jehovah's Witness and my dad's an atheist.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
And let me guess. And you walk around knocking on people's doors trying to convince them to be an atheist. No, go ahead. What's your story? What are you?
Well, I was like pretty much raised as a Jehovah's Witness like all my life, because my parents are divorced and like my mom had like pretty much almost all custody. So yeah, I went knocking on people's doors and everything until I was probably like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you knocked on a lot of doors. Did you ever
50 hours a month.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Did you ever get it? Did you ever bring anybody, get anyone?
Yeah, I had a lot of Bible studies, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And what are you now? Like, how do you identify?
I don't know. Like, I just don't like to think about it. Like, I guess atheist, but I mean, I'm open to stuff, but I pretty much just, I'm kind of done with the religion at this point, but yeah.
Listen, you'll come back to it.
You'll come.
No, because you can't grow up Jehovah's Witness and not come back to it. As you mature into a young adult and an adult, you come back to it. But you come back, in your case, you'll come back to God in I'm predicting this. I would predict that you'll come back to God in a much more mature way, yeah, and than you were. And it'll be an awesome experience. Yeah. Wow. And wait, what does your mom know that you identify today as not a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, it was like, I basically got kicked out. I won't tell you why, but yeah, so she kind of is okay with it now, I guess, because it wasn't even like my choice really, so.
All right. Bro, what's your...
Funny story, I'm here about the same thing, coming from a multi-religious household. My dad is Muslim and my mom is Christian. And for some people, that is just an inconceivable like combination. And so when I tell people that, they're like, how does that work out? And my answer to that is they mind their business. Like,
wait, so they both worship.
Yes.
They're both faithful.
Yes.
And wait, does your dad pray 5 times a day?
Don't know if I don't see it. Don't know if he ever.
All right, but anyway.
Don't know if he ever did.
Hang on, don't call him out, right? We don't want to do that. Okay, but however, so they both live their faith under the same roof.
Yeah, I have seen the Quran in my house.
And the Bible next to the Bible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both next to the computer.
And what are you? How do you identify?
I identify as Christian.
As Christian?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, and then you're going to go to China and you can come back Confucian or Buddhist.
Maybe.
Really mix it up, my friend. You know what I mean? So what question do you have for her? Who is now an atheist, former Jehovah's Witness is now an atheist.
More power to you. Live your truth. If this is what you feel like best suits you, who am I to, say you need to do this, you need to do that? Because definitely when I got growing up was a lot of people saying because I don't eat pork. And I don't eat pork because, my dad is he does not enforce his religion upon any of his children, but that was just the one thing that he was like, what you're not going to do is eat pork. And so when I would tell people that, they were like, but you're not Muslim, so why don't you just eat pork? And I don't feel like they actually understand is that they're asking me to disrespect my father. And that's just cool. Something that I'm just not going to do. So what I'm saying is that don't let anybody say you need to be this just because your parents are something, or saying that you need to identify as one or the other.
Dude, good luck not eating pork in China, by the way.
Yeah, you break that sometimes.
They'll just pretend it's tofu, just as you're eating it with your chopsticks.
You know what? There comes to, because obviously I've had pork but you just, if you don't ask, it's chicken.
Exactly. All right, wait, hang on. Yo, one final question. What's the coolest thing about having grown up in with Jehovah's Witnesses?
Honestly, it was.
Yo, hang on. Listen to this. This is really important.
Honestly, it was like super cool. Like I know a lot of people have like really just, I don't know, bad kind of connotations with Jehovah's Witnesses, but like I'll tell you this, like they're the nicest people like on the entire planet.
Right,
and like it's super strict, and that's like part of why like I got kicked out and like left and everything. But like if I didn't have that as a part of my life, like growing up, like I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Right.
So
Dude, awesome, man. Yeah.
I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin. All right, man. So how do you identify?
I identify as pansexual.
Pansexual?
Yes.
What does that mean for you?
So for me, it means that I do not have a particular gender that I am like attracted to or not attracted to. So it's not like, so for most people who identify as bisexual versus pansexual, they're attracted to people who identify as female or want to identify as female, or people who identify as male or want to identify as male. But for pansexuals, it's more the people who are in that questioning in-between space.
Yep.
You do not have anything against being attracted to those people. You are not like put off by their in-betweenness.
Yep.
So,
which would probably be like most of us, really. If we gave ourselves, if we really just gave ourselves to it, most of us would be really pansexual, I think, personally. But who am I? I don't know. So have you dated people from?
I have. So I wanted to date more of the people that. So I knew from I think a much earlier age than some people would that I was attracted to like transgender individuals and women. I had a lot of friends that were like transitioning or wanted to transition in like middle school.
Yeah.
So they were like really questioning their identity at the ages of like almost like pre-puberty, like 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
So there was one friend who was girl to guy, Kim to Kyle, and we had like a kind of like something going on. So that was like my first like click that I was like, I am not just attracted to women, but like or just men, but like they don't need to be a particular gender for there to be like more attract. It was never like a gender that I was attracted to, but it was more like just people.
It sounds also there's an energy, right? So when you're in the in between, there's a unique energy inside the in betweenness.
Yeah, there's a lot that you don't let put you off from someone.
Okay, so tell me something you've discovered about opening yourself, like yourself, mind, heart, spirit, right?
Yeah.
To people who are in between, male, female, right? Tell me something that you've learned about life or about yourself.
I feel like American culture is really sexually repressed in like the way that we talk to each other and the way that we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people get really uncomfortable when something that they don't want to be attractive feels attractive to them. So they like a lot of times turn off those feelings or ignore stuff like that. So they let go of a lot of relationships that they could have had or might have had they been more open-minded.
Yep.
And I was just around a lot of those people growing up that were really open-minded. So I think I had that wonderful experience.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I hear that. I think it's really, it's really funny that so many of us live in this space where we live in the binary space, right? It's got to be male or female, and we we just make that assumption.
Yeah, I feel like people are really put off by masculine and feminine. I think a lot of people would not be as uncomfortable identifying with their gender if it was not so heavily tied to a masculine or feminine role.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever met any straight men who you felt some kind of attraction to?
Yeah, I am currently dating a straight man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, so you're all over the place. Rock on for you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
The one thing that is hard though is I don't think a lot of people look at me and see someone who is in the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Because I do look like a very feminine female.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times I've gotten the reaction that sometimes I just say I'm bisexual because it's easier than trying to explain pansexual, and you don't have to deal with the stupid joke, oh, you're attracted to pans.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
that's
yeah.
so funny, guys.
Yeah.
But
Yo, did y'all hear that? Like, that joke's actually kind of old, so
come up with
chill
something
out.
new.
yeah.
But so a lot of people are like, oh, well, have you actually ever been with a woman, or have you ever actually been with someone who's like not binary, or
Yeah.
like a lot of people doubt that you are that because they think you're just doing it for like attention, or
Yeah.
you're like
I got you.
confused because it's college, like it's not
Yeah.
actually who you are. And I think that's silly because it doesn't need to be who you are.
Exactly.
Either.
No, exactly.
I
No. My contention is if you're not confused, you have no idea what's going on. So, all right. Yo, thanks, man. Thanks. Awesome.